Hi guys, welcome to the channel DNA. So let's today focus on the ACL, Access Control List. In the previous video, we talked about and we learned about the routing part. Now, how you can secure your data traffic from A point to B point. So what is access control list? Access control list is a list of conditions that categorize the packet and accordingly it will take a action. When I say access control list of condition means it's not a condition, list of condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, right, that categorize the packet. Okay, this packet is falls under this category and apply the action. So this is a simple definition of ACL, access control list. Now there are two types of ACLs. One is a standard access control list and extended access control list. Correct? But how ACL work? How ACL work? Right? When router or any layer 3 switch receive the packet, how your router inspect the traffic, or I can say how ACL will get inspected or evaluate. Clear? Consider we have a router 1 and we have a router 2. These are the two routers connected to each other. Consider this is my WAN link. Correct? I have a LAN user over here, and behind the router 2 we have a file server and one is my database server. Now, routing perspective, if this endpoint would like to reach the servers, definitely you would require a routing. Why? Because server subnetwork is not directly connected to the R1 and endpoint subnet is not directly connected to the R2. So you have to do the routing between these two devices. Of course, yes, we can do the static routing or we can do the dynamic routing. That's something clear. But when it's come to apply the security based on specific source IP address, specific destination, port number, so ACL comes in the picture. Example, if I would like to restrict the traffic from this endpoint subnetwork 10.5.1.0/24 to destination database server, I want to restrict the traffic, means I want to deny. How you will deny? Routing will not help you here. Dynamic routing is only to extend the route. It will not restrict any traffic. It will not permit, it will not deny any traffic. Yes, you have to either require a firewall, dedicated firewall, or you can have a ACL, Cisco ACL means access control list. In the ACL, you can define the source subnet or source IP, destination subnet or destination IP, and a particular database port number. Right? This is how you can define the ACL. We will see what is standard, what is extended. Just wait for a minute. Now, in the next slide, ACL. I can have a multiple requirement, right? This source should access this destination, this particular sources should deny the particular destination. I can have a multiple requirement. How ACL works? Number 1, sequential order. Sequential order. Consider you are a security guard. You have a list of users or to be allowed in the office or employee to be allowed in the office. Right? Employee name A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. What you will do? You will ask the name. What's your name? Okay, my name is C. First you will see the A, then B. Oh, C match, go inside. Right? Sequential order. Right? Sequential order. Always access control list, inspect the packet in a sequence. Okay? Until the match is made. Yes, match the packet in the sequential order. But until the match is made. till once the packet is matched, further evaluation will not be done by the ACL or router. The first is sequential order until the match is made, and the last is implicit deny. If nothing is matched, then what will happen? At the bottom, your traffic will get denied. We call it the implicit deny, which is a hidden statement. So let's go into detail. Sequential order, compare each line. It always starts from line 1, line 2 and so on. Because ACL 1, ACL 2, ACL 3, ACL 4, ACL 5, right? Sequential order, first it will try to match the packet in sequence number 1. If it is not matched, it will try to match in sequence number 2. If it is not matched, try to packet in the packet in the sequence number 3. No match, okay, do one thing, implicit deny. If it is matched in sequence number 2, 3, 4, 5 will not get evaluated. Clear? So the first rule, sequential order until the match is made and implicit deny. Right? Okay, but what? See, when I say packet, right? Remember the words earlier, guys. When I say packet, packet means source IP and destination IP and the layer 4 information. Right? Means source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port. Perfect. So ACL basically we can configure to restrict the source IP, destination IP and the port number, destination port number or protocol. Clear? Let's move on. Until the match is made. Compare the line of the ACL only until the match is made. Once the packet match the condition, further evaluation, right? Packet act upon it and no further evaluation done. For example, if one packet match ACL number 2 and their action is denied, what will happen? That traffic will get denied. Clear? Right? Then implicit deny. If nothing is matched, go and simply discard the packet or deny the packet. Let's move on the detail. Perfect. Sequential order. This is the ACL, right? Where I have matched 10.1.10.5.1.10. If the destination is 10.6.6.10 and port number 21, permit the packet. Right? So it means when the router receives the packet from its LAN interface, right? And this ACL is applied on this LAN interface. We have inbound outbound direction. So what will happen? First, it will check this one. If it is not matched, then it will check this one. If it is matched, action, permit the traffic. This one and this one will not get evaluated. Why? Until the match is made. Now clear? Sequential order until the match is made and implicit deny. Just focus on these three only. I will tell you syntax of the standard access list, extended access list. What is meant by inbound, outbound? We have. Just wait for a minute. Okay. The next is that is perfect. Now ACL can be applied in a two direction, inbound and outbound direction. Inbound, you can compare with the ingress traffic, ingress, right? Outbound means egress, right? So let's discuss. Now, if I have applied the ACL, right, over here on gigabyte 0/1 in a inbound direction, what does it mean? Means the traffic coming from the black PC will get evaluated. Why? Because for this router, your traffic is inbound, right? Traffic is inbound. Consider you are sitting middle of the router. You have a gigabyte 0/1 over here and gigabyte 0/0 over here. If traffic is coming inside your interface, means inbound, right? Once you process and exit the traffic from gigabyte 0/0, it means outbound. Other name, ingress, outgress, right? I am a router. See, I am a router. I am sitting center of the router. So for me, when traffic coming on the router or enter into the router, it will means inbound, and when it exit means outbound. Clear? Inbound and outbound. Yes. Now ACL you can apply only on the interface. Data ACL you can apply data ACL, right? There is a routed ACL as well. Data ACL always apply on the interface. Which interfaces? Physical interface, gigabyte 0. If you have physical interface, you can apply the access controls on physical interface. Even though sub interface gigabyte 0.10, .20, .30, for each interface you can apply the access controls. VLAN interface, SVI, switch virtual interface. Even though on VLAN interface you can apply the ACL. And look back means logical interface. So physical interface, sub interface, VLAN interface, and logical interface. These are the interface, right? Even though tunnel interface, if you have tunnel interface, you can also apply the ACL on the tunnel interface as well, right? But your ACL is always applied on the interface, right? Data ACL. I am talking about the data ACL. We have a routed ACL, right? Okay, fine. Okay, now one rule. One access control list can be applied per interface per direction. Huh? Yeah. One ACL can apply per interface per direction. What does it mean? Per interface per direction means, come. Now, on a gigabyte size 1, you have applied ACL number 100 in inbound direction. On the same interface gigabyte size 0, on the same direction inbound, you cannot assign the one more ACL. So if you try to do, okay, let's apply the ACL 100 on gigabyte size 1 inbound, and also I would like to apply the 101 ACL on a gigabyte 1 on an inbound direction. No, you cannot. Per interface, per interface, per protocol, per direction, you can apply only one ACL. Only one ACL. Now, consider this interface can have a two direction, of course, inbound and outbound, right? No, so the 100 I have applied in an inbound direction, and 101 I have applied on the same interface outbound direction. Will it work, PD? Yes, definitely it will work. Why? Because per interface, per direction, per interface, per protocol, per direction, you can have a one ACL only. No, but I would like to add more and more segment. Then of course go and add more segment in the ACL sequence number. Sorry, not sequence number. ACL number 100 only. No harm. Clear? Now, next is when you have an inbound ACL, when you apply the inbound ACL on the inbound direction, what does it mean? First, it will inspect or process by the ACL, then routed, right? Because ACL is applied on an inbound direction. So as soon as I receive the packet on the interface, for I will process it through the ACL. Once ACL permit, then only I will routed the traffic, routed the packet. If ACL action is denied, definitely I will not route the traffic. So means inbound first processed by the ACL, then routed. Outbound, I am the router. Outbound means first I will receive the traffic on my interface, then look for a destination IP address, routing table, and when I will try to out the traffic from my outbound interface, in that case I will inspect the ACL. Inbound means first processed by the ACL, then routed. Outbound first routed and then processed by the ACL. We have this example. Clear? Let's move on. Perfect. There are certain rules, right? ACL is local resource, or I can say local configuration, right? If you have configured any ACL on R1, so that same ACL you cannot exchange with the R2 like a routing protocol. It's a local, right? If you want to restrict any traffic on R1 and R2 on the both router, you have to create a separate ACL on R1 and separate ACL on the R2, right? ACL are local to the router. Whenever you add any new sequence number, for example, consider this one. Now you have added sequence number 1 and sequence number 2. After few days, what we realize, okay, I would like to add one more sequence in the access list. So whenever you add a command, access list 100 is the common, right? Till here, and then you start with the source IP destination protocol number. So it always on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I already have a 5 access control list sequence. If I will configure new one, it will automatically place in the bottom. Right? New ACL always put into the bottom. New sequence always place in the bottom of the access list. Better way, don't use put word, place. This is the right word actually. Right? Then you cannot remove, right? You cannot remove one line from standard access control list. If you like, if you try to remove this sequence number 2, no access list 100 permit. So what will happen? Entire ACL will get deleted. Oh my god! If you have 100 statement, those 100 statements will get deleted. If you try to remove the one sequence number, removal of one sequence number, it is not at all possible in the standard and extended access control list. If it is a named access list, there you can add a sequence number and you can remove the specific sequence number if you want. We will have that practical. Okay. So consider this is my sequence number 1, sequence number 2, sequence number 3, sequence number 4, sequence number 5. If I would like to delete this sequence number 2 and my access list is a standard access list or extended access list, not named, what will happen? Entire ACL will get removed. Right? But if it is a named access list, that is the third type, then you can add a sequence number as per your requirement. Here, if you want to add one line between the sequence of 2 and 3, so that also you can do. By default, always new statement place on the place at the bottom. But if you have a named access list, you can insert in between the two sequence number. Correct? Okay. Now, you first create. Okay, fine. First, you have to create ACL, then you can apply on the interface. If you do not have ACL, but you simply go and apply on this inbound direction, what will happen? Traffic will not get filtered. Simple. Why? To learn the access list, you must have it in your running configuration. Correct? So first you have to create ACL. Create ACL means like this. First you have to create ACLs. Yes, and then you can apply on the interface. Clear? Then ACL will filter traffic that has originated from the router. ACL will not filter any traffic. See, router can only filter or inspect or match the traffic coming from or out from the interface. Means, right, transit traffic. I can say transit traffic. See, black PC send traffic to the router. Router send traffic to the router 2 and to the then database. So this kind of traffic under transit traffic, or I can say routed traffic, means data IP, TCP, UDP that will get inspected by the router. Why? Because router has not generated traffic. Who has generated this traffic? Black machine. If router is trying to ping database server, right? In that case, this ping traffic has been initiated by the router. So this kind of traffic will not get inspected by any ACL. Right? Okay. So number 1, ACL is a local. Right? Second, whenever you add a new sequence number, it will place at the bottom of the ACL. The next one is you cannot remove the sequence number if you are using standard and extended number ACL list. But in a named, you can remove the sequence number or you can add a sequence number in between two sequence numbers. First create a ACL, then you can apply to the interface. If without creating ACL, if you have applied ACL on the interface, what will happen? Traffic will not get filtered, right? Because not make any sense. The last one is a ACL only inspect the transit traffic, not initiated by the router, or I can say self-generated by the router. Clear? Perfect. Now it's time to go in the detail. Yes, wait is over. Now you know ACL, about the ACL. Two types of ACL. One is a standard ACL and extended ACL. Standard access control leaves filter the packet based on only and only source IP address. Huh? Yes. Standard access control leaves filter the packet based on the source IP address. What does it mean? PD, if we have a requirement, source is a user, destination is the database server, port database deny. Can we do it in standard access list? No. Why? Because you would like to filter or match the destination IP address and destination port. No, in the standard access list only you can filter or match the traffic based on the source IP address. Right? You cannot. It's called as a standard access control list. Mostly standard access control list we use it for a routed routing to filter the routing traffic, means OSPF, BGP, right? That for data. But data filtering, we have few use cases. Number. Access control list number is a 1 to 99. 1 to 99 means if my statement is ACL number 10 means 10 is standard. So range is 1 to 99 and expanded range is 1300 to 1999. Expanded range. 99 is to means in some case we want more access list numbers, right? 1 to 99 is max to max you can create a 99 ACS. That's it, not more than that. Expanded range 1300 to 1999. Now tell me about this ACL. This ACL number is 100. It is a standard or extended. You don't know anything about this extended range, but wait. Is this a standard? No. Why? Because standard range is 1 to 99 and this ACL number has 100. What about this? No. It's a 101. Our range is 1 to 99 and 1300 to 1999. Right? No, it is not a standard. It is not a standard. Right? Now, standard access list. If you have created standard access list, when it's time to apply it on the interface, the rule is standard access list apply as close as destination. Don't apply as close as source. We'll discuss in the later stage. Right? Then extended access control list. Woo! Extended access control list filter the data traffic based on the source IP, destination IP, protocol field and port number. Kya baat hai? Right? So source IP you know, destination IP you know, protocol field means if you want to deny or permit only UDP as a protocol, you can do it. TCP, you can do it. OSPF, you can do it. Right? Correct? So you can match the protocols. Right? What is the port number? 16-bit port number 1265535. Well-known port, dynamic port, and user port. I am talking about the port, the well-known port 22 SSH, SMTP 25, 110 POP3, 443 HTTP. These port numbers, right? You can match the port number. Consider if I would like to deny the RDP in my entire network, nobody can access the RDP port 3389. What I will do here? I will create an extended access control list. Extended access control list range is 100 to 199 and expanded range is 2000 to 2699. Clear? Expanded range is 2000 to 2699. Then when it's come to apply the extended access control list, extended access control list always apply as close as destination. As close as destination. No, my bad. As close as source. Please correct them. As close as source. Standard access control list apply as close as destination. Extended access control list apply as close as source. Clear, guys? Confirm? Right? So this is all about the ACL type. Right? Standard and extended. The third one is I talked about, right? Named access list. Named. Name means we will not use number. Right? We will use named access list. Standard and name. access list extended, 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 ऐसा हम लोग नाम लिखेंगे, उसके हम नाम लिखेंगे, यानी ACL उसका टाइप स्टैंडर्ड, नंबर नहीं लिखेंगे, राइट, नेम we'll see later, right? So majorly extended list and standard access list. Clear? Okay. So let's quickly recap the topic, right? So ACL, access control list, is a list of condition that categorize the packet and upon it take the action, right? Access control list filter the data traffic, or I can say layer 3 packet. There are two types of access list. One is a standard access list and extended access control list. Standard access list range is 1 to 99 and expanded range is 1300 to 1999. Standard access control list apply as close as a destination. Extended access control list filter the packet based on the source IP, destination IP, so destination port number and a protocol field. Extended access control range is 100 to 199 and expanded range is 2000 to 2699. Extended access control list apply as close as a source, right? Then about the ACL, you can apply the ACL in a two direction, inbound or outbound. When you say inbound means first process then routed, outbound means first routed then process. Clear? Access control list you can apply per interface, per direction, per protocol only. Clear? So this is the part 1, ACL part 1. I will come up with the part 2 soon, where we will discuss the syntax and the configuration. Thank you so much. Bye bye.